You on, Laura?
Hello?
Can you hear me now? Hey.
I can hear you now. How are you doing? You're right.
I'm good. How are you?
Apologies. I'm so sorry. I've probably just seen it twice. It says 8 o'clock on there, so I'm blind as a bat. I do apologise.
It is a bit confusing because we do start early with June. We start about 22 with June.
Yeah, I was a bit late in seeing all the messages, so sorry about that.
Don't worry. How have you been? Have you had COVID?
Yeah.
How was that?
I feel like it's just it wasn't too bad actually. It was just like fever, headache, and yeah, just felt really tired. But it's just I just feel not quite right afterwards. Really, I just feel a little bit out of sorts. I've got twitching eyes constantly, and no taste or smell, and just I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get a migraine or like a tail end of a migraine. It's a funny old feeling, but there's some very bizarre symptoms afterwards, so I've just got to go with it, I suppose. But
are you taking any supplements?
Well, funny enough, I did speak to a girlfriend today, and she said you must really take a high amount of vitamin D and like a decent multivitamin tablet. So I just need to sort of shop around to find. I'm not sure about Holland and Barrett. I was going to shop around just to see what I could find. I think you get what you pay for, really, don't you?
Absolutely, because lots of them are full of bulking agents as well, and the ones that vitamin D that the doctors take, there's not enough in there.
No.
And I bought some yesterday, and it was 2,000, I think, which I think was the maximum.
Yeah, you need something. Yeah.
Where did you get? Well, I go to a local shop, but I take it's Meridian. I think it's Meridian. I'll send you write a note. I'll send you a pic of the one I've got. Only because I trust him, and he's very knowledgeable, my guy.
Yes, that's what I'd need. Some.
I would also take zinc. I mean, that's really
zinc. Yeah.
Because what COVID does is it's really important to get the zinc into the blood because that helps travel all the oxygen around. So I know you've had it, but if there's anything lingering, that will help. And magnesium is a really good standard one.
Okay.
It's good for muscles and stuff. It's all these things. I think it's a bit criminal that we don't actually get brought up to really understand what supplements do.
Well, exactly.
You think, it's just magnesium. But if I tell you what magnesium does, I mean, I get migraines as well, which is why I take it.
Yeah, it's a strange old... I have to say, when I had the AstraZeneca vaccinations, I felt really sort of like hormonal afterwards, and that like migraine again. And since I've had it
goes it's got spike proteins in, and it's shown that one of the places it tends to collect is in the ovaries, which is why they're saying it's making people infertile. So if it goes straight to your ovaries, that will have a massive impact on your hormones.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I've got so much pain going on in the left ovary. That probably explains what's going on. Okay.
Let me read you. So magnesium is found in 300 different enzymes in your body. So it's the creation of ATP, which is your adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy modules of your body. It's the proper formation of bones and teeth, the relaxation of your blood vessels, the action of your heart muscle, promotion of proper bowel function, and regulates your blood sugar. And I know it's really good for muscles as well. So magnesium is always the basic one I take.
I'm so over that one. I've got to take that one. That sounds like that's standing
but it is
out more so.
Yeah, for migraines, really valuable. It's the one that I've got my daughter on it because she gets migraines and she's only 12.
Oh, does she? Oh, bless her, poor thing.
I read the other day.
Thank you.
Hey, Flo.
Hiya.
I was reading the other day.
Hi, Flo.
Hiya, Laura. The school wanted the GP to see her, which I acquiesced. But actually, 50 was really high. 50% of people who suffer from migraine started pre-12.
Wow.
And something like 20% of 10 to 15-year-olds have migraines. So it's really common.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
But hers is menstrual, even though she's not in puberty yet. It's like gearing up every month. That's why she gets it.
Yeah. Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, it's a bit crap. It knocks her out.
That's horrible for her, isn't it? Is she quite they say as well, because my daughter kind of went through that stage, and she kept fainting, but it was due like during growth spurts, and they put it down to like hormones, and especially girls that are quite tall. And they said it was like an ocular migraine type thing, but it is something that they grow out of. But yeah, my daughter suffers quite bad with her heads as well, poor thing. But it's horrible because they're too young, aren't they?
They are, and it really wipes her out. And it's
I'm sure
I know
it
from
does.
experience that paracetamol doesn't help mine. Every now and then the school give it to her because she's never had any vaccinations, and she only had Calpol just before the end of term because they gave her some.
No, that's nothing really, is it, the Calpol?
But she so she gets treated homeopathically, and she just has to lie in a room, and she has to be quiet, and she can tell when it's coming, but it's never quicker than 24 hours. It just knocks her out.
Oh, poor thing. Oh,
yeah. Hopefully they'll pass.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, Fleur?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, Mary Lou. I couldn't get in on your link, so I had to put it in manually. I don't know if anybody else is going to have a problem with that, but so I'm sorry, I just came in a bit late. But
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to be dropping like flies. But Amanda said she was going to come on, and Kate, and was it someone else? I left my list of who was coming.
Is June coming?
No, she's got healing at 8. And her Darren's turning up tonight. So so we'll give Amanda a bit. I might just message her actually and see if she's having trouble.
It's funny actually. I've had 2 serendipities, and you're one of them.
Why?
Well, I must have signed up years ago to this ACEP, which is psychology, energy psychology. So put it that way. It's David Donna Eden's husband who's involved with it, because he's a psychologist and all that side, and he brought together, and he's part of this group who teach energy psychology. So they're marrying the psychology and energy medicine.
Interesting.
And I keep getting these emails about it, and this time I think I must have signed up at some point not as a practitioner, but with an interest as a practitioner. Anyway, this one came through, and it's so many for the week. And I clicked on one that I was interested in, which was about chakras. And then today I read you saying, I'm doing an energy balance for the chakras. I thought, okay. And I had another one, which is, I don't know if you've heard of her, called Dr. Sue Morter.
Don't say. Oh, hang on, let me put it on big screen because I can read it then. The energy codes is 7 steps to awaken your spirit to your body. Oh, and that's interesting.
Well, again, I know you would get me on this. That yesterday I went on. I don't know if you've heard of Maddie King, who's one of the top ones in Donna Eden's energy medicine faculty. And she put something up on Facebook, and I just happened to read it, like it, share it. And then I started reading the people's comments. And one had written about, I'm just doing the energy codes, and referred it to what this little passage was about, this little poem. And I thought, I've not heard of her. I'll go and have a look. And lo and behold, if Shift Network later in the day didn't throw up this email out the blue to me saying that she was doing a 3 hours talk. And I just ordered this.
Wow. When's she doing that?
I've got it booked in for tomorrow at 2. So you had different time slots you could watch it. Yeah. Obviously, it's leading to doing a course, which I'm not, I mean, I don't do the courses, but I just thought.
What's the book about? Just about chakras, or?
I think chakras come into it, but it's all about really engaging totally with your energetic body, which then helps to balance and keep your nervous system in check and working optimally. And she's a great advocate, I think, because she had a spiritual awakening through a meditation many, many years ago. And she's worked on her experience where she lifted up, right up. And she wanted to bring that in for everyone. So she's worked for years on this to get it into a system where people can do it for themselves.
What's her name again?
Her name is Dr. Sue Morter. I mean, I thought it was Mortimer, but it's actually Morter.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
Can you send me that link for her course as well?
Yeah, there's
For
the
that.
Shift Network. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you might like that, actually. Yeah, so I just thought it's the reviews on the book were really good, and I thought, okay, you know what I'm like. Got quite a few books.
Me too. God,
But
I
I
start
just
so
thought,
many.
you know, the serendipity of these things that are going short, quick and fast now. You know, you get one thing and then suddenly there's another, and you think, okay, this, I've got to listen to this sort of thing. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I sent to Jean, I found a book in the charity shop this week, which was an updated version of Natural Alternatives to HRT. I thought, well, I'll have that.
Oh, yes, yes.
That was really interesting. Another one was like
Yeah.
History of Angels, which actually was quite boring, so I might not read that one. It was really kind of really historical. I thought, oh, no, I shouldn't have bought that. It was only £1.99.
Bit heavy.
Amanda is supposed to be joining us, but I did try, she's not answering the message. I did want to try and sneak in a time of day balance, which I think actually will do Laura a lot of good and give you a chakra meditation. But I'm just going to show you these cards because it felt like I really almost had to do, let's do it the other way. I had to do an intention with these because they were so lovely. But actually I looked at the meanings and I asked, and it was just really the pictures. But I think really considering what's going on in the world now, it was just about feeling the world and embracing it with love, with the hope of endless possibilities.
Yeah.
But they all felt quite similar, especially the first and the last, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So I thought they were lovely.
Lovely, yeah.
Very nice.
Good.
Cool. Well, let's do the time of day, and I'm going to try and do as little explanation as possible because I know I go into education rather than doing it. So Laura, if you don't understand, I don't know if you've ever done a balance with me before. Have you done any touch for health with me?
No, I haven't actually. No, I haven't.
So can you just trust me that what we're doing is going to help? So rather than me, because that means I can just do that and then we'll do the meditation. So first of all, we use 2 fingers and a thumb, and we're going to basically rub some what we call neurolymphatic points, which are connected energetically. So when you rub, at times, depending on the point, they can be quite sore. That's quite a good indication. So you have to do it so it's uncomfortably comfortable. And as the more you do it, the easier it will get. If it's obviously too painful and it's going to make you cry, kind of painful, back off. So do as much as you can bear whilst kind of feeling it's quite therapeutic.
Okay.
So I'm trying to the camera a bit in that way. So the first ones are sort of here, which is that little dip in your clavicle. So we do one at a time. And that was quite sore for me. So you're really rubbing. So you're rather than rubbing like that, you're on your skin and then you're moving your skin. No, it looks like I'm actually moving my fingers, but I'm not. I'm on one spot on the skin.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah.
Sore?
Oh, that's strange. Yeah, it is quite sore.
The more you do it, the more it will ease.
Wow.
I can't resist but say. So you have so you have 12 meridians, so I can touch you whilst we do it. And your 2 main ones, which are not connected, are your central, which go from your pubis to your bottom lip, and your governing, which go from your tail over your head to here. The ones we're doing now connect to that governing over your back, and they're like your batteries. They're your sort of sustaining ones. So we always start with these. Swap to the other side. So the fact that you've had COVID, you're possibly a little bit out of sync, which is why I wanted to try and get this in. So it'll just help your body to balance, because all the meridians are like a river. The other 12 are all connected. And like any river of energy or water, if you get a blockage in it, you know, before the blockage becomes over-energized and afterwards becomes under-energized. So what we're doing today is hopefully going to get that energy all flowing beautifully. Oh, that's really sore. So we just keep going until they start to ease a little bit. Right, all the neurolymphatics have a pair. So the pair for these are, we're working an inch either side of your spine, and it's between your 2nd and 3rd rib. So it tends to be where you can comfortably just rest. If you're not sure,
in
move
between.
around. So you're going an inch either side. So we're going to do one side first. So if you go, actually, that's fine. Just move down half an inch. Move up half an inch until you find a tender bit.
Oh God, I'm so lumpy there.
Sometimes it just takes a while, in a way, for the fascia to relax.
Yeah.
Especially when we do the ones on the stomach to go, oh, okay, I can feel it now. I'm just working way through, because obviously you're a bit tense, but it's all sort of energetic.
I could do that all day.
Yeah. And when we do
You're doing that
this,
with both hands, aren't you? Sorry.
yeah, but no, it's fine. But I can't do it for long because all the blood goes from my arms. So I don't often do it with like it really starts to hurt. And obviously, you get done this by a practitioner. And when we when we're doing working like this, we look for shifts within this work, which means that we're starting to shift the energy. And those shifts can come in like a yawn, like a belch, like your stomach gurgling. Sometimes you feel quite tearful. So all those things are really good. So when my clients burp or yawn, brilliant. So the other set is for, and I yawn all the way through because I'm connected to people's energy when I do it. So right. So the other set is we're going to go from the, how's that feel? Yeah. That's okay. Good. So we're going from the top of the armpit there, and we're coming across there. So that sort of soft, fleshy bit just inside your shoulder. And again, we're being really quite firm. You can do it like that, but I find it's easier to actually gradually move your fingers about 0.5 centimetre at a time. It's going to generally come up. When you get a particularly sore bit, stick on it. Again, we're on the skin and we're moving the skin rather than doing that. Because then you can really get much deeper, I think, when you do it that way. So that bit there. How's yours doing, Fleur?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I get the sore bits.
Yeah. Again, you're really kind of massaging into that. That was really sore.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh wow.
Oh, and a burp. There we go.
Yeah.
Right.
This is really going to make the tears come then.
Yeah. Right.
Makes you
Swap over.
Teary as well. It's bizarre.
What? But because it's painful, or just because?
No, just the last few weeks. So it's to know it.
That's good. That's good. All a release. Go with it. It's all a release. That's what we're looking for. You've held on to lots.
Yeah.
It's exactly the release we're looking for.
Ooh.
How long have you had it, Laura?
Well, it's obviously showing negative now, but I'd say probably had it for a good 8 days, I'd say.
Yeah.
But
oh, excuse me. Because everything in kinesiology, we work on a triangle. So it's a physical, emotional, and mental triangle. So all this isn't just, the energy shifts isn't necessarily your COVID or a bad back or whatever. It can be anger, trauma, upset, self-worth, all of that. So you've probably been so busy dealing with the physical effects of COVID, you may not have necessarily either recognised or addressed any emotional impact or mental impact.
No,
there might have been a bit of fear there might have been worry, there might have been I just feel shit, why is no one looking after me, all of that.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. Right, the next one is your bottom of your skull, and it's the sort of plate just before it joins your top of your spine, and it's the plates that just tip like that. So again, you can do one at a time, move around a little bit, like a little circle to find the tender bits. Yeah, I think, especially as a woman, I think there's loads. I mean, my son's got it at the moment, but he lives in a barn opposite. And
he's got it.
Yeah, and well, my other son's had it. He lives in a tent up the road. They're both fine.
Oh, bless him.
And well, they work in hospitality, so that's the southwest is round, so it's just inevitable.
Yeah.
And my husband said tonight, as I was dishing up the dinner, because I go and leave it outside the barn for him. It's all right for Jabba getting waited on. That's like saying, "Fuck off! I do that for you every night."
Exactly.
And I said, I do the same for him as I always do for you, as I would expect someone to do for me, but I bet I wouldn't. as a woman, it's just natural for us, isn't it? We can do it standing on our head. But I doubt
that's right.
As women, I mean, did they look after you, Laura?
Well, my husband, we all had it. So, but my husband was just driving me mad because I carried on working from home, but he just went like from room to room coughing, and I just thought, oh my God, you're really getting on my nerves now. I was running out of patience. I couldn't be a nurse nightingale for him, unfortunately. I was struggling myself.
Yeah, it's the worst thing when you get it all together, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's that back of that head feeling?
Tender.
Yeah, that's good. Tender.
All right. 2 seconds. Okay, so then we always do that as a basic, and it's again, without going to a massive description, each organs have a 2-hour window in the Chinese organ clock. So the window now we're working with is Circ Sex, which is all to do with the hormones and fluid around the body. And they have their own set of things, so we can do different things. So the points for that, so this one is your pubis. So where your pubic bone is, so if you feel your pubic bone is, and just as it dips in, you've got that soft bit above it, just underneath my little fat belly, my little menopausal fat belly. So we're going to rub that. So let's say this is my pubic bone. So again, we are going to rub that either in a circle like that or do it separate. But actually, because of down there, and it's more fatty than here, mine is. Just give it a good old rub. So a good 4 or 5 inches. You can use both hands. So not actually on the bone, you're just kind of above it.
Above it.
As it dips in, yeah. You might find that's quite tender. Oh, look at that, more burping. So again, be quite firm, and it should start to settle down if it's quite tender. Oh, I'm going to feel fabulous after this, after all this. Right.
You won't be delivering any more food on trays tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, that's it. Okay. There we go. Gosh, lots of burps. Right, the other set for that is on the lower back. So what do they call it? So it's a prominent knob of the hip bones at level 5. So obviously it's 5 vertebrae up. So if you kind of feel around your pelvis, it's again, it's my fatty bit, but I've got so many fatty bits, it's not very descriptive, is it? So it's kind of your love handle bit.
Yeah.
You're working about 3 inches either side of your spine. So it's your hip bones at the back. So not the side. And they're sort of not very helpful when I do that because you can't see.
Yeah.
So it's as your back starts to get solid bone on it as you go down.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Oh, hang on. It's making me have a flush.
Knotty.
So mine's quite tender.
Flush.
Yeah, I'm having a hot flush at the same time.
Yeah, it's quite tender actually. Gosh.
Yeah, it's that bit, it feels like a nerve runs over it. So when my back is very sore, we think, oh, actually that's where the nerves run over.
Yeah.
So be quite gentle. Oh yeah. Maybe this is a massive shift, who knows?
How do you have all this wonderful knowledge? It's amazing.
Oh, well, this is what I do, technically.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Everything else is just junified. Spend too much time with her. Okay. So then we've got 2 more things to do. So we've done all the neurolymphatics, and now we do neurovasculars, which are points on the head which relate to each organ. Now we've been quite firm with these, but when we do the head, they're very light. So we're very much just getting it, and we're just literally placing it, almost like if you were touching a baby's head and they were asleep and you didn't want to wake them. So you don't need to press, you just land your fingers very gently on your head. And these points,
2 again.
Yeah, always 2 fingers. These points are on your widest part of your head above your ear. So you're very gently just going to place them like that, almost so you can't feel them. And you just shut your eyes. And I always am amazed that when you do this, it's incredibly relaxing and incredibly calming. So we're just going to do this for about a minute. So you just shut your eyes. And this again, I always forget, I think it's energetically, this one connects to the meridian, to the organ, and helps shift all the energy around. So just take your focus to the touch where your fingers are. Allow it all out, allow the burps, allow the yawns, allow the tears. And all we're doing now is dealing with our energetic body. All that energy, 3 meridians, your chi, your yin, your yang, all the stuff that we don't really think about, but it's nonetheless there and is very, very much part of our makeup. We are not just bones and muscles and blood. We are so much more. Okay. Oh, I could sit like that all night. How's that feeling? Nice, isn't it? Oh, that gets
really
well
nice.
done.
On a really hot sweat.
Our whole head's covered in them. Right. So lastly, we're going to flush the meridian that goes with the sex, and they run all over the body, from the hands to the feet to the head. And this is a nice, easy one. So we're starting. Hang on. So we're going from your nipple, and we're going to, I'll just show you where it is. So from your nipple, and then you're running over, and then you're going, my hand's held that way, down the inside of the arm, and then you're going to end the thumb side of your middle finger. So it's always quite important, meridians, to be quite exact on the end. So rather than just do it with 2 fingers, because you can't be guaranteed to get it, if you do it with the flat of your hand, you're then guaranteed to hit the meridian. It's nice and slow, there's no hurry, and do it to that. And we're going to do it both sides.
Sorry, Mary Lou, it kind of froze there for the minute. Sorry.
That's fine. Which bit didn't you get?
Just the last, just where you're using the finger.
Okay, so we're going to use the flat of our hand to make sure we get it. So basically on the front of your boob, we travel it up. We're then going down the inside of the arm, nice and slow, nice and luxuriating. There's no hurry, to the thumb side of your middle finger.
Okay.
So just do that 2 more times. You haven't done it yet. There we go. And then it just feels like giving yourself a nice stroke, but you are actually energetically flushing your meridians. So I've done that one. So now I'm going to the other boob, coming up again on the inside of the arm, the thumb side of the middle finger. All the way down, 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 down. There you go. Oh, look at that all falling asleep.
No. Oh my God.
I can't I can't see, Laura. I don't know if you're done or not.
Sorry.
You've gone all dark. No, it's fine.
It's gone all dark, hasn't it? I
It's very dark.
Sorry. I should put a light on, shouldn't I?
No, it's
Sorry.
fine. We're going to do the meditation now. So
Okay.
if you want to be in the dark, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
So normally you'd check in before you do that. You'd check in afterwards about your pain and
It's
your
really dark.
emotions and stuff. But
Put a light on out there. Sorry. Don't know what's happened there. It's not normally this dark.
oh God. Okay.
That's better.
Well done. So how does that feel after that?
Oh, that feels lovely.
Oh, good. Well, now you can relax, get warm, get comfy, and we'll do a little chakra meditation as well.
Wonderful.
I'm just going to mute you just in case there's anyone noisy in the background.
My eyes are not twitching as much.
Oh, good. Oh, that's great news. Good, let's go with it. I'm just going to mute you now. There we go. Just in case you're a barking dog. Oh, right. Okay. So allow your eyes to comfortably close and start to come down into your breath, into your body, relaxing your belly and softening your mind. Feel the support beneath you. Connect the bed below, supporting you, allowing it to take your weight. Feeling the covers on your skin. Becoming aware of any surrounding sound, and just let them be there. There's no judgment, there's no irritation, just observation. Notice the light and shade, and the air touching the surface of your body. Totally arriving in this now moment. Sense the sky above and the horizon stretching all the way around you. The earth below supporting you. Allow your mind to empty what it no longer needs to hold on to. Let it go. Flow out and away. Allow your body to release what it no longer needs to hold on to. Let it go. Flow out and away. Draw yourself back from where you've been in your day. Draw your energies back home to your center. Ground yourself in this moment, here and now. Begin to sense the space around you. Breathe with the space. And become aware of the rise and fall of your breath. It's coming and going. The sensation of your breath. The sound of your breath. And the temperature of your breath. And now take your attention down through your body to the soles of your feet. Imagine roots coming out from the center and making their way down to Mother Earth. Connect the beautiful multicolored energy that is Mother Earth. Nourishing, supportive, and loving. Holding you at all times. Spreading your roots deep and wide. So I'd like you to bring this energy back up your roots, all the way back up. Bring it up slowly until eventually it comes up to your feet, travelling back up through the rocks and roots around you, coming up and up till finally you reach your feet. So now I'd like you to travel this beautiful healing energy up around your ankles, up your calves to your knees, feeling it supporting you. And then bring it up your thighs and up towards your bottom. And now breathe down to where the weight of your body rests, below the base of your spine, to your root, your chakra of belonging. Breathe into your root. Let it soften and gently expand on your breath, taking in nourishment and the life force healing energy from Mother Earth. Allow your roots to connect down to the ground below, deep into the earth where you've sent your roots, and invite in the colour red, the colour of the earth, from the multicoloured healing light that you've connected to. And then bathe your root with the red, empowering, embodying, grounding you in the here and now. Let your root take what it needs and say the words, I am here. I have a right to be here as I am. The earth supports me. When you are ready, allow your awareness to move up to your belly, just below your navel, to your sacral, your chakra of emotional intelligence, choice, creativity, movement and pleasure. Breathe into your sacral. Let it gently soften and expand on your breath, taking in the nourishment and life force energy from the multicoloured healing lights you have gathered from Mother Earth. Invite in orange, the colour of the setting sun. Bathe your sacral chakra with orange, balancing, empowering, motivating. Let your sacral be fed and say the words, I honour my needs. I allow myself to be nourished. When you're ready, move the healing light and your awareness up to the soft area below your breastbone, to your solar plexus, your chakra of personal power. Breathe into here. Allow your solar plexus to soften and expand on your breath. And invite in the colour yellow, the colour of sunshine. Bathe your solar plexus with this sunshine, replenishing, restoring, nurturing, letting your solar plexus take what it needs. As you say the words, I value myself. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am worth my weight in gold. When you're ready, bring the healing light from Mother Earth and your awareness up to the center of your chest, to your heart, your chakra of self-development and unconditional love. Gently breathe into your heart, letting it soften and expand on your breath. And invite in green, the colour of spring, or if you prefer, rose pink, whichever feels right for you tonight. Bathe your heart center with nourishment, renewal, and healing. Let your heart take what it needs and say the words, I am greatly loved. I allow myself to give and receive love freely. I am nourished by the power of love. In your own time, move the light up to your neck, to your throat, your chakra of self-expression and personal will. Allow your throat center to soften, expand, and breathe. Inviting in blue, the color of the sky. Breathe sky into your throat center, clearing opening, softening the need for control, freeing self-expression and creativity. Let your throat take what it needs and say the words, I hear and speak my truth. I express myself freely. I allow myself to go with the flow of life. When you are ready, take the light and your focus up to your forehead, between your eyebrows, to your third eye, your chakra of wisdom and intuition, gently allowing it to soften, expand, and breathe. Inviting in indigo, the velvety colour of night sky. Bathe your third eye with indigo, soothing, balancing, bringing clarity, insight, and understanding. Let your third eye take what it needs and say the words, everything is unfolding as it should. Moving up in your own time, bring the multicoloured healing light to the top of your head, to your crown, your chakra of oneness, allowing your crown to breathe. And gently invite the light violet, softly bathing your crown, balancing, restoring, harmonizing. Let your crown take what it needs. And say the words, I am one with the universe. I am one with the whole. When you're ready, come back to yourself as a whole, back to the ebb and flow of your breath, back to your center, breathe into your core. And say the words, I am whole. I am perfect, just as I am. Allow the energy of the words to bathe your body, mind, emotions, and spirit. And take what you need. Now, in your own time, I'd like you to become aware of the air on the surface of your body. The sounds around you, both near and in the distance. And very slowly, I'd like you to start coming back to your body. Feel the bedclothes on your skin and your back, and your legs and pelvis supported by the bed. Gently move your fingers and toes, connecting to yourself once again. Start to take deeper breaths to come back to the room. Breathe into the bottom of your lungs, expanding your chest. And then breathe all the way out. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, cover your face with your hands and slowly open your eyes. How'd you get on, Fleur?
That was lovely. I started drifting off on the second chakra. I've got a feeling that one needs quite a bit of work. And then I came back into the third and I saw a lion.
Oh.
lying there. Never, I haven't
Wow.
had any vision of anything else anywhere else, but that one was very clear. A lion, a male lion.
Your chakra of personal power.
Well, that's what I thought when I saw it. I thought,
You got an inner lioness.
yeah, and of course I'm a Leo as well. So it's
there
my
we go.
time at the moment, isn't it?
Yes.
With Lion Gate and all.
Yes. That's wonderful.
Isn't it? And the rest of it was just really relaxing and lovely. And something happened just after we passed through the throat. I started getting something, can't remember what it was now, but I remember thinking, oh, I wonder if that's to do with the throat. I tell you what I do get, because I have very itchy ears, which I'm sure is to do with some energetic thing, whether it's bladder meridian or what, I don't know really, but it just started as we were in the third eye. And I've got a feeling is the third eye, eyes, nose, throat, eyes, nose, ears. I'm not sure.
It goes, the third eye goes from there.
Yes.
It is all of
yes, that. Yes. And it was when we were there. And I have to, it's such a habit now with me, I have to go in and go, because it's become almost like eczema type thing, you know. I don't think it is eczema, but, you know, it's that sort of, you've got to go in and scratch it. And then, and the rest of it, going to the crown was just really peaceful and beautiful. So the whole thing felt really, really lovely and relaxed, especially after doing our lymphatics and you know,
I was just looking at the meridians, Fleur, around the ears, and all the triple warmer goes all over the ears.
Yeah,
so it might be that, because we were working on that, weren't we, with your gastrocnemius?
Yeah.
And also the gallbladder is all that wiggly one that goes around the ear.
Yeah, triple warmer, I think, particularly because the vagus nerve makes sense to me. Yeah.
So you could run that, couldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, that's from your ring finger all at the back of your arm and hand, across the shoulder, and around the back of the ear, and then ending at the eyebrow.
Because I know when you were doing it on me on the bed, at one point I remember going, I've got to scratch that ear, and I didn't. I let it. I just didn't do it. But you know, yeah. So I think.
But also, Fleur, you could go. So what are you not listening to? What don't you want to hear? Sorry. You're there going la 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 la. Your fingers in your ears.
Yeah.
Only want to hear certain things. Don't tell me the rest.
Thanks,
Selective hearing.
Sorry.
She's going to leave me with that one, Laura.
Selective hearing, then.
Yeah, we all do it. I'm not picking on you. We all do it.
I know.
Talk to the hand.
Yeah. My husband did that the other day in the car. He went, talk to the hand, and Daisy went, no, Dad, it's the other way. Very funny. He said, talk to the hand. I went, yeah, darling, it's like that. He's trying to be really cool.
Brilliant.
And failed miserably.
Oh, yeah, that's
Laura,
lovely.
how did you get on, darling?
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah.
From the root chakra to the crown chakra, that was fantastic.
Excellent.
I thought the root chakra was really wonderful. The sacral area, I kind of really feel it around there, I think. Just lots going on around that area for me. Because that is kind of like your ovaries as well, isn't it? And sort of, I suppose a lot of my sort of tension goes to that area around my tummy as well. So I could really feel it around there. The heart was good. Throat, just like a real warming feeling. My throat was really tingling then, actually.
Interesting.
And the third eye, I kind of went off into a really deep relaxed mode then. That was just wonderful. I kind of I just shut myself off then. Sorry, I just was in the zone. It was wonderful, absolutely lovely, and just visualizing and coming into all these wonderful colours with the reds and the oranges and the
Good.
greens, the violet. It was really, really wonderful, really, really relaxing, and yeah,
Good.
fabulous.
Do not forget to drink water, because we've done two
Lots
things
of.
tonight. Help that
Yeah.
shift. Sorry, you might be up in the middle of the night having a good old wee, get rid of anything that we've shifted.
I might
But
not
other
wake
than
up.
that, hopefully you'll sleep really well.
God,
I can't
that's
remember
so
who
nice.
it is. Is it you, Flo, that always gets up in the middle of the night after we've done work
Yes, always.
and doesn't
yeah.
sleep well? But that's
I
a good,
know.
it's good. If you're shifting stuff, that's
Yeah,
a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
funny,
have a great
isn't
night
it?
last night, actually, so I'm hoping that tonight
No.
so I can have a sleep.
Well, with the double whammy, just make sure you drink now. Get rid of it
Yeah.
before you go to bed,
Yeah,
and then hopefully it'll all shift.
yeah. Feels like that's what's happening at the moment. Big shifts going on. So
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Legs
And if
feel
you
heavy.
struggle, Laura, going on with symptoms, and you want to shift anything, I do all this online, 1-to-1. So
Oh,
you know
right,
where I am.
okay.
We can look at all
Oh,
that.
I'm so glad I joined this evening. Thank you. That's really
Total pleasure. And if
Yeah,
you want
no,
to do
that's
those points
wonderful.
again that we did earlier,
Yeah,
that window
yeah.
is 7 to 9 for Circ Sex. So you can do it any other time of day, but it'll be most powerful then, because
right.
different organs have different clock, different 2-hour windows.
So you can do it every day.
Yeah.
You can
Absolutely.
do it. Can you do it more than once if you wanted to, or do you just say?
Yeah, but if you just do it in that window, but really
in that window,
yeah. But these are really good. So those points with that set goes with that set, and then this set goes with that set. Just do those any time of the day. If I feel a crap in bed, I just lie there, and basically you've got urine lymphatics all the way down your torso and all the way down your back. I will just go and I'll just find any sore spot and go, okay, I'll rub that. So if these are sore, so try and look back at I should have tagged them on the Facebook page. I probably put them under infinity or put them under balances. Like all the meditations are tagged, and there's a little thing I think on the right, and it says search tags or something, or search topics. That's what it's called, not tags. And if you look in the topics, it's either balances or infinity, which is me, and you'll find other ones that I've done, but you'll find probably the introduction ones and stuff. Or go on my YouTube. There's loads on there.
Right. Okay. Oh, fantastic.
Which is not Mary Lou, it's Hera Holistic, HERA.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'll have a look. Oh, thank you. I can't believe
Pleasure.
my eyes have stopped twitching.
Well, that's great news.
That's amazing.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Sleep well, both of you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you very
And
much.
we'll see you next week.
And
total
all
pleasure.
the very best, Laura.
All right. You take care,
Bye,
Laura.
lots of love.
All right.
Bye.
Sleep well. Night.
And you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Pleasure.
Bye.